What's up everyone? Welcome! It is time to grab our crowbars, my friends, because today we are going to take a look at a game that has been in development for many years now. A game from our childhood that most of us could never forget even if we tried. A game that was made by the community and puts most AAA titles to absolute shame. That is right, we are of course talking about Black Mesa. Now Black Mesa is a first-person shooter developed and published by Crowbar Collective. It is a fan-made remake of the original Half-Life from 1998, and it is utilizing the Source game engine. Wait, what? Yep, that is correct. All of the absolutely stunning visuals that you will see in this game were achieved using the Source engine, and that in itself is just amazing. Originally published as a free mod in September of 2012, the game was given approval by Valve, the developers of the original Half-Life, for a commercial release. The commercial version was first published as an early access title in May of 2015, but today, March 6th, 2020, version 1.0 of Black Mesa has been officially released. Alright, so for those of you who did not know, like I just said, the game has been in early access and available to the public for purchase since about 2015. However, the game was never fully completed. Those who played the original game will know exactly what I'm talking about, but for anyone else who has never played it, all of the final chapters in the game take place on an alien world called Xen. And Xen is massive. Your progress through Xen takes place across multiple chapters of the game, and the world of Xen itself is large enough to rival the other main chapters of the game that take place throughout the entire Black Mesa facility. Yes, it really is that big, and that's what she said. Now, I have already seen comments posted where people say that Xen is easily at least 40% of the entire game, and others who say the addition of Xen is massive. This could have easily been sold as a paid DLC, and it would have been very worth it. Now, I don't know for sure that Xen is actually 40% of the game, but I can tell you that I have already put in at least 5 or 6 hours into Xen, and I have only gotten up to Gonarch. Granted, I have taken a bit of time to just stand around and admire the artwork because my god, this game is gorgeous, it's vibrant, and it is very much alive. But for those of you who have never played this or the original game, getting to Gonarch is literally only the second chapter of Xen. However, with this final edition of the alien world of Xen, the game is now fully completed, and why it is only being released now after all these years. But just because the final chapters of the game have finally been completed and added to the game does not mean that development will stop there. The Crowbar Collective team have stated that they still feel like they have a lot to do in terms of polishing and bug fixing, but in all honesty, it sounds to me like it's just a lot of polishing, because as far as I can tell, this game does not have very many bugs. I mean, unless some people are out there just trying to find them by doing weird stuff, I don't know. I personally did not encounter one single bug, glitch, or game crash during my entire playthrough of the game, up to the Lambda Core, of course, which was for many years the final chapter of this game. As a matter of fact, I currently have 66 hours in this game, most of which was spent playing the game throughout the Black Mesa facility, but I have also dropped about 5 or 6 hours into the full release of Xen and maybe another 4 or 5 into the beta of Xen that was released to the public months ago, and throughout all of that time, including time spent in the beta version of Xen, I personally did not encounter one single issue. The only thing that I could say that I personally found to be some kind of a negative with this game was maybe the occasional NPC with glitchy or funky movements, and I mean that is nothing. Absolutely nothing at all, because any kinds of funky animations or lighting, glitchy textures, whatever, things like that are all going to be polished out over time. So that for me is really nothing at all. The plot of Black Mesa is almost identical to the original Half-Life storyline, now playable through Xen. As in the original game, the player controls Gordon Freeman, a scientist working at the Black Mesa research facility. He is tasked with placing a sample of strange material into an electromagnetic instrument using the hazardous environment suit Mark IV to do so safely. However, the sample material causes a resonance cascade, devastating the facility and creating an interdimensional rift to an alien dimension called Xen, bringing its alien creatures to Earth. Freeman survives, finds other survivors, and makes his way to the surface with the protection of his hazard suit to get help. Upon reaching the surface, however, he finds that the facility is being cleansed of any living thing, human or alien, by armed forces. From other scientists, Freeman finds that the only way to stop the alien invasion is to cross over to Xen and destroy the entity that is holding the portal open. The release of the Zin part of the game has been the most difficult since the team wanted to redesign the levels to overcome the poor perception that they had in Half-Life's original release. The team said, "We want our version of Zin to feel like it really belongs with the rest of the game in terms of mechanics, cohesion, and progression, while at the same time they wanted to push the boundaries and explore this unique and varied setting to build an experience that feels both fresh and familiar to all players, whether you are new to Half-Life or a seasoned veteran." Developing their new version of Zin was a chicken or the egg dilemma, as without level design, it was difficult to develop art assets, and without art assets, it was hard to come up with cohesive level designs. They also wanted to give more story elements in there, such as why human scientists were studying the world of Zin in the first place, trying to capture the same type of world building by level design that Valve had been able to do with the first parts of Half-Life. They also significantly reworked the boss battles to be more challenging and representative of the area that they had in mind. Ultimately, the team has expanded Zin from being about a 1-hour experience in the original Half-Life to about a 4-hour experience in Black Mesa. In addition to reworking Zin from scratch, the team, as they got closer to release, saw the game more as an entry for new players into the Half-Life series and worked to introduce designs and features that would be more appropriate a decade after the original game's release. They made combat more interesting by improving the enemy's artificial intelligence while creating combat areas with more cover and options for the player. Because of their expansion of Zin, they also wanted to make sure that players were not slowed down in the earlier parts of the game, and so made redesigns in some of these levels. So whether you have never played the original game or you are a professional Half-Life junkie, this game definitely has something for you. The gameplay is great, combat is smooth and fluid, the jumping puzzles are smooth and actually work properly, the atmosphere in the entire game is just spot on, and the levels of nostalgia are just way off the charts. And again, whether you're a seasoned veteran or you are brand new to the Half-Life universe, I personally would recommend this game to absolutely anyone and everyone. At the time of recording this, Metacritic gives the game a score of 86 out of 100 based on 10 reviews. CVG gives the game an 8.5. Destructoid gives 8 out of 10, Eurogamer 9 out of 10, and GamesTM also a 9 out of 10, just in case you're interested in things like that. And congratulations to everyone over there at Crowbar Collective. It has been quite a journey to get here, but you freaking did it! And not only did you do it, but you put so many fully funded and resourced big name companies to absolute shame doing it. It has been so awesome watching the fans step up, take over, and deliver to us a game that we all wished we had as children. I cannot praise you all enough. You have done an absolutely incredible job. Thank you. And congratulations again. You deserve it. But alright everyone, thank you all for sticking around to check out my video. If you enjoyed what you saw here, then please don't forget to show your support to the channel by hitting that like button. And take it easy everyone, watch out for those head humpers, and hopefully I will catch you all again next time.